Our next story is about a Russian singer who began her career in Moscow but met and fell in love with an Irishman. They're now happily married and living on a farm in Tullamore in County Offaly, where our reporter Mary Fanning recently went to meet them.
I love my rambling man, and my rambling man loves me. I know he'll be back, so I'll help him pack, and I'll give him a kiss and my key.
This is a love story that began in Russia 16 years ago. Farmer's wife Larissa Tormey and her husband Christy sit around their kitchen table reminiscing about their chance meeting in Moscow. Christy is a man of few words, so he leaves all the talking to his wife.
I was living in Moscow that time, and I was a full-time musician, singer-songwriter. I had my own show in a very prestigious nightclub in Moscow. So what happened, it was a big party for my friend, movie star in Moscow, and I was singing for him, and then I suddenly heard two people, two boys, two guys, very handsome, talking English, speaking English just on the table beside us. So what I've done then, I went and introduced myself, and I invited them to join the party. And my English was very poor, so I had to use the dictionary, go around with the dictionary and try to translate myself, but it worked. Wasn't too bad.
That brief encounter for 3 days was when lightning struck for the Irish farmer and the Russian soprano.
I knew that after, I think, one day, that's going to be my future husband. I kind of trust my intuition, you know, like most artistic people, I do follow it. So I knew there was something. They often say that you know when you meet, you know, this sort of, and I was thinking, that's probably not true, but it is.
And so a long-distance romance began.
He kept writing letters to me, handwriting letters. And I have a friend who helped me to translate them. And then he rang me weekly, so I need to get myself ready for conversation, full conversation. And because my English was so limited, I had to really take time and prepare myself and write it down, whatever I'm going to say. And we talk for about an hour weekly. And then 6 months after, I went to Ireland, to visit Ireland. So after 6 months, I was not too bad. I could converse a little bit anyway. It wasn't too bad.
The couple married and settled into Irish life. For Larissa, it was a totally different culture and a very different life from the bright lights of the stage.
I gained so much. Like I learned second language, I learned to drive, I got a lovely husband, house, and I mean, it's always challenging but very exciting. When you have somebody beside so close, it's not really that difficult. It wasn't difficult, I must say. It was nice. I'm gonna be a country girl again, with an old brown dog and a big front porch and a rabbit in the pen. I tell you, all the lights of Broadway don't amount to it. Echo Green, and I'm gonna be a country girl again. I arrived here and we lived in Tullamore for a short time, but we built a house then together on the farm, on Christy's family farm. And yeah, started from the scratch. I have to learn basically everything, including how to use the aga and cook. Because I always was a good cook, but I didn't know how to use this cooker. So I even wrote an article for Russian newspaper a while ago, War with the aga, because I didn't know how to manage it. But I love it now. I can't imagine my house without that.
Larissa conquered the aga stove, but singing is in her bones. It's what makes her come alive, and she can't stop singing, and often composes at her house in the garden. Husband Christy supports her in every way.
I won't spoil my pretty eyes. I promise you, I won't cry. Nice?
Yeah, that's a good one, yeah.
Her confidence with the English language grew. She conducted the choir at a local school, sang in the churches, was in demand at weddings, and then she decided to record. Her first album was released, Perfect As I Am.
I know that I am perfect as I am. So each of us only now and
People started to take notice. She got a following on Facebook. Her producer, her friends and fans wanted her to go country. Her second album, God Loves a Trier, was released.
God loves a trier, her used to say, and gave her all the blessings before she went away. But love's a trial.
I wrote it about myself and my mother, who always said it. Larissa, listen to yourself, God loves to try it. Try it. So that's what I was doing.
She performed with Philomena Begley, Big Tom, and her producer suggested recording a song in both English and Russian.
I didn't sing in Russian for ages now because I live here and I mostly I don't really mix with Russian speakers that much. So I didn't sing. But after having an interview on RTE Radio 1, people started to ask me on Facebook, Larissa, why don't you sing something in Russian? We want to hear it. And I just said, good idea, but what will I sing?
Larissa will release this single at Christmas to raise funds for the restoration of Kilbeggan Church, and she loves her local town.
I really like to live in Kilbeggan, real small, quaint, historical town, lots of history attached to it, one of the most oldest distillery here, and lovely walks. People of Kilbeggan have a community in here, and they're really proud of their town, and they look after it so well. It's always very clean and well-minded, all these walks, everything painted, so pretty. Now I really like it. We go for walks a lot with Christy around town, and people know me around the shops, around the town and the shops in here. There's 2 shops actually who sells my CDs. In Kilbeggan. Whelan's, one of the oldest shop, and there is a very popular Centra store on the oil station. They sell it as well. Really helpful.
And so life has come full circle for Larissa Tormey. From Russian-trained soprano to Irish farmer's wife, she's relaunched her singing career and is looking forward very much to the future.
My goal is, I kind of made it up about maybe 10 years ago, enjoy every day of my life. So as long as I will enjoy what I'll do, I'm going to continue sing my little songwriters, sing for the weddings, and then hopefully do more in country music, maybe take part in concerts and festivals, and yeah, just continue to live and enjoy my life in Ireland.
Well, Larissa has left opera behind, and nice to see that she has embraced country music and Irish life.